Hi, I'm Travis Montaque, co-founder and CEO of Group Black.
And I'm Doug Rozen, CEO of Dentsu Media for the Americas.
So we're here at CES highlighting minority-owned media companies that we think will have immense impact on the future of technology and media. There's a lot to take in when you're here at CES.
And look at this, it's absolutely crazy.
Why do you think it's so important for us to be here highlighting these technology companies?
Well, I think so much about innovation is on ingenuity, but there's not enough focus on the inclusion elements of it and everything we're doing together to drive economic empowerment and really shed light on underrepresented media owners, applied to technologists, applied to innovators, applied to technical creators to some extent. So I think this is really exciting to find the diversity within the technology, not just the ingenuity of the technology.
Carlton, Pamela, very nice to meet you. I'm Travis.
I'm Doug.
Love to hear your story, what your background, where you're from.
One day I was at a rent-a-car counter paying with my corporate American Express in business attire. And like many other people, I'm walking out to my vehicle to get my rent-a-car, but little did I know I was being followed. And not only was I followed, but I was stopped on the side of the road on the interstate and also strip searched my vehicle because they accused me of being a drug dealer. Now, this was before we had cell phones, but we didn't have smartphones. So that night could have gone very wrong, and I may not have made it home safe. Make It Home Safe provides real-time remote identity, making traffic stops safer, simple, better for both motorists and police.
We were talking about how there's not a lot of diversity at CES.
I agree.
And how we need to identify and drive more exposure to elements like this, because this is technology solving systemic problems in society. And a lot of times the technology we talk about is more trinkets and hardware and experiential gaming type stuff, but this is real life and death situations.
Even as a black man in America growing up, my mother, concerned when I'm out on the streets driving around in my car.
And probably still.
Still, right?
You know, yes.
And so it's just such a good idea. It hit me at the, like when I saw this opportunity to come learn about what you guys are doing, It hit me at the core. And I'm really glad that you guys are building this company.
Make It Home Safe is really for everyone. If we can just be a catalyst to inspire other African Americans or people of color to go out there and solve problems through smart technology, we just want to keep creating solutions that's going to solve problems.
Yeah.
That's what it's all about.
And that's why people like you who help get that word out so that I can even be an encouragement to other entrepreneurs who look like me in underrepresented communities launch out as well. And that's why it's important. We need an ecosystem in place, okay, so that we can help those startups get off the ground, because it's more than money, okay, which we're lacking, which is huge, but we need networks, we need tied into individuals.
Exposure and access.
Right, exposure and access to help us, okay, create some of the ideas and entrepreneurs we have in our underrepresented communities, because I'm sure there's a lot of them.
Such a cool idea.
I'd love to know a little bit about Circuit Mind. Where did you begin? What are you trying to solve? And where do you want to go?
Before I started Circuit Mind, I was actually an electronic systems engineer. I spent 5 years developing high integrity helmet mounted display systems and heads up display systems for jet fighter pilots at a company called BAE Systems. So this is aerospace and defense. So I saw that there was a problem, which was it takes a very long time to get electronics products to market. For us, it was between 6 months to 3 to 4 years. I wanted to kind of help electronics engineers to kind of speed up that process up, and in total, basically 100x the impact that they make over their lifetime. Because if you can do more with your life, then you can bring more products to market. And that's how Circuit Mind started. So right now, Circuit Mind is an artificial intelligence software that automatically generates electronics designs that will take you months to do in about 60 to 600 seconds.
So it's like open AI for engineering?
For electronic engineering, 100%.
Travis, as you walk through here, you know, and we're meeting so many innovators and creators of new technologies, What are you taking away?
All of those entrepreneurs have built businesses based on their experience. True innovation happens, most innovation happens when you have a lot of different experiences come together, like people bringing their experiences together and doing something about it. So the people who are investing in, creating, or are part of this community in the creation of technology are not representative of the population as a whole. And it's not that people are doing it intentionally, right? It's just you don't have the context. If you lack the context and you build something without the context, you have AI that misses certain vernacular that is really relevant to a certain population, but no one was there to be able to point that out because there's not enough diversity in the room.
You bring up ethical AI, which is a huge area for us at Dentsu. We've been really trying to make sure that there's no bias in algorithms. And I really don't see enough focus on that.
Yep.
But then you can also go to the topic of metaverse.
Yep.
And we struggle to deal with diversity in this universe.
How are we doing?
How are we going to do it in that one? If you look around and there's not a lot of diversity here,
Yeah.
programming and building that universe.
I think we have such a great opportunity because Web3 is just beginning. We have a real
Like
opportunity.
this is where it needs to be part of it from the get-go. It can't be an afterthought. It can't be.
It's like, oops, we forgot something. And it's like when you bake a cake and you forget an ingredient, like how do you fix that? Like it becomes really tricky after the fact. Hey!
Following y'all on IG. These are some busy men.
He's an awesome man.
Trying to make it happen, you know?
I want to learn more.
I am CEO of Meloscene. We provide virtual reality music studios for musicians. We have an interface called a scene key, and musicians can plug in their guitars or other instruments, and then they plug in their Oculus. If you have a scene key in New York and I have mine in LA, I say, hey, will you meet me in virtual reality in this room? And we meet in a virtual space.
Yeah.
That's a cool little studio. His digital audio workstation comes down. That's the music software. It's DAW agnostic, so it'll use anyone. I can see his, he can see mine. We play and drop our files in at the same time. And
So it's a virtual jam session.
It's a virtual jam session.
It's like virtual creativity coming together.
It is
Yeah.
creation, collaboration, and you can invite your fans in so they can make a little money with listening to your vibe and your jam. And then you can make a record, you can sell your merchandise. There's all kinds of things that musicians can do. And DJs can use it, rappers can use it, podcasters can use it.
One of the things I could see out of this is helping those who aren't as privileged, don't have access.
Yes.
How do you view that as part of the business model and the opportunity?
I really can't wait to hear the sounds that come out of a kid in Houston, Texas. I'm from Texas. And someone from Brazil, someone from Nigeria, and throw in some K-pop.
Yeah.
Like the new sounds that will come out.
How did you get the idea?
Everyone will have internet access in the next few years. Yeah. Then you can create music, and we never know where the next superstar is going to come from. Access to music studios has just become more and more limited. So this just creates access.
You know, we've done a lot of work this year around economic empowerment. And one of the questions I have for you is like, why has it been so important for you and Dentsu as an organization to focus on this particular problem?
If we're going to be representing culture, we have to really think about the role that inclusivity plays. You can't be representing the clients and driving the type of marketing without really targeting all people in the right way. I love how you talk about inclusion being a business metric, a business matter.
A business opportunity.
Nice to do because it's the topic du jour. Travis, this was great. I mean, all the things we've seen here, it really shows the power of entrepreneurship.
Doug, thank you. We saw some really interesting stuff. I hope we do this again next year, and I hope you enjoy the rest of your conference.
Absolutely, let's do it.